The following video contains content captured from NCAA Football 14. The rosters, standings, and stats may not be accurate to the present day. All trademarks belong to their respective parties.
What's up, everybody? This is John from the Highscore headquarters here, and we're trying something a little bit new on the show. We're going to be predicting football games from not just here at South Carolina, but around the nation if a big game arises. This week, we're predicting the South Carolina versus Georgia football game here at Williams-Brice Stadium. Let's take it to Brian, Stan, and Nick. They join me in the studio to break down this week's game.
Good afternoon and welcome to Williams-Brice Stadium here for a big matchup between the number 23 South Carolina Gamecocks and division rival Georgia here. Big game here, John, between Todd Gurley and the struggling South Carolina defense.
Yes, indeed. The Gamecocks just won the coin toss, and they will be kicking off to start the game.
All right, here's the kick. It's a deep one here down for South Carolina. Looks like it might be returnable, and actually it's not. So that's going to be a touchback for Georgia and Harry Dog with quarterback Jacob Park. It looks like that's his name. So Jacob Park, the freshman, gets the start here for Georgia. Very, very interesting call there, Nick, from Mark Richt to start the game. So here comes Georgia. They're going to kind of come out as backset. He's dropping back. He's looking right, still looking. Plenty of time. Throws it, and it's complete for a first down. 13-yard reception for Chris Connolly as Georgia moves the ball.
Connolly's going to be a deep threat for the Dogs. We'll see how they can continue this offense.
And now Hudson Mason actually in the game, so that was a illegal there, illegal graphic, I want to say. But here comes Hudson Mason out of the gun, looking right, rolling. Now he throws left, and it is incomplete. Good pressure there from South Carolina.
This is true. You got to watch the cornerbacks on this game. They got to play tight and play right.
So South Carolina coming out with 5 on the line here, stacking almost 8 in the box. This is going to be a pass here over the middle. It's complete for a short game, 7 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 now for Georgia. So what do you think Georgia needs to do here? They got to run the ball with Gurley?
They haven't given to Gurley yet, so we'll see. They're relying on the passing game. So.
Yeah, Harry Gurley looks to be a big player in this game. I believe Harry Gurley the second, actually. Not the first, not the third. Harry Gurley the second.
Not junior.
Not junior. Harry Gurley. So 3rd and 3, showing out here with the Bulldogs here on the Georgia 45-yard line. They're going nuts here at Williams-Brice, ladies and gentlemen. They're going nuts.
It's 3rd down.
Dropping back, looking right, throws left, over the middle, it's caught, and a big hit, but a 15-yard reception from Chris Connolly, and Georgia's now marching down the field in South Carolina territory. Beautiful throw there by Hudson Mason, or Harry Mason.
This is the offense we were worried about, and the South Carolina defense needs to step up if they want to prevent those passes over the middle.
Oh, and look at that showboating there by Georgia. You're not going to like that if you're a South Carolina fan.
Absolutely not.
And yeah, I think there's a riot going on right now in the student section, but that's here and there. Oh, audible here. And it's a first run of the game for Todd Gurley. He's looking left, and he's got a nice gain of 6 yards on the carry, and Georgia's shaping them up well here on their first drive.
Yeah, the defense, Carolina's running in the 3-4, trying to make sure they can have the linebackers contained on the outside edge. So let's see if they can control that for Todd Gurley.
What Nick said. Here's Gurley. No, it's not Gurley. It's a pass. He's got him. Fumble. No, it's incomplete, John.
Yeah, that ball should have been caught by the receiver on the outside, but hey, good pressure by the cornerbacks.
And hey, it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down.
Out of the gun is Harry Mason. He's looking.
He's got trips right.
He's dropping. Looks right. Got time. Now under pressure. He's sacked.
He's sacked. 7-yard loss.
Down he goes. And South Carolina looks to have the ball. Oh, my gosh.
It's 4th down, Brian. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Oh, I have been getting ahead of myself all game already. I am so pumped. It is unbelievable. They are going nuts here as they keep re-showing the replay time after time after time. And it's going to be a field goal attempt. This is unbelievable.
This is a 57-yarder if I'm doing my math correctly. Nick?
58.
58, excuse me.
How many kickers does it take to get the length of the field goal right? And it is.
That's hard.
Good. What a kick. That would have been good from 80.
That is impressive, Brian.
One of the best kickers in the country.
That's a John Downey kick.
Marshall Morgan.
Wow, I'm impressed. So Georgia starts off the game 3-0 against South Carolina here, and a big kick here. Let's see if it's returnable for the Gamecocks, and it looks like it will not be, as South Carolina and senior quarterback Cocky Thompson for South Carolina looks to take over for the Gamecocks. And there's a striking resemblance between all the players here, John. They look very similar.
It appears to be 11 of the same player on either side. I'm not sure if I'm losing my mind or what's going on here.
And that's a catch. I believe that's to Rory Anderson, Busta, as we like to call him.
Yes, indeed.
Busta Cocky. And he has a 4-yard reception for the Gamecocks as Dylan Thompson starts off the game 1-for-1 with a 4-yard pass. So 2nd and 6 now for the Gamecocks as they look to attack this aggressive Georgia defense, Nick.
Yes, and then here comes Dylan Thompson in the backfield. He's going to throw it
Hey, you don't do his
to Farrah
job.
Cooper for a 14-yard reception.
You don't do his
And a
job.
Pharaoh Cooper catch there for the Gamecocks looks to extend the drive here. South Carolina now is 1st and 10 on their own 42-yard line. Looks like maybe a run here, John, as South Carolina lines up. Maybe a blitz here being shown by Georgia, taking a lot of time. He's dropping back. He's looking over the middle. Now he rolls right, throws one deep. It's unloaded, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by Harry Dog. I don't know who that is, but he's running down the sidelines. He's drilled, but it's a turnover for South Carolina as Thompson looked to unload one deep down the left sideline.
Devin Bowman with the pick. That's not the way the South Carolina offense wanted to start. Surely not this early in the game. I mean, 3 points isn't much of a deficit, but still, you don't want to turn the ball over in the first quarter like that.
And yeah, you can see that. I think that is Steve Spurrier talking to Cocky Thompson there. Didn't look very happy, but let's see if South Carolina's defense could step up and make a couple plays here against Georgia to keep them off the board. So now Georgia in business here, as that is Hudson Mason or Harry Mason throwing one deep. He's going to look one unload. It is caught in bounds. Chris Connolly with a circus catch on the right sideline. Oh, they might want to review this, but that was an incredible play.
That was incredible footwork by Conley. If he stayed in bounds, here's the replay. Ball's coming down, and
Oh, he's got it.
He's got a foot
He's
down.
got it.
Yep, that's
what a play
that's
and what a
incredible.
pass. And, oh, this is not shaping up well for South Carolina as now Georgia is on their 26-yard line as the fans try to get up, but they are definitely not as excited as they were in the beginning of this game as Harry Mason dropping back, looks over the middle, and he's got a man that's going to be complete for 8 yards. And that's Justin Scott Wesley for the Bulldogs. So, John, what does South Carolina need to do here?
Backers are dropping too far into zone, or they're sending too many. They gotta cover the middle. I mean, they're leaving the middle wide open for the slants, and the corners have to step up on the edge.
Harry Mason dropping back, looking left. He's got a man. That's a first down all the way down to the 10-yard line. And that's an 8-yard reception for Georgia as they now are, I think, now it's 1st and 10. They can still get a first down from the 10. So South Carolina has to play nice goal line defense here for the Gamecocks to keep them out of the end zone. Nick, South Carolina's got to do a better job against the pass plays. Mason drops back. He's looking right. Got a man in the flats, and it's a beautiful play there by the middle linebacker. That might be Sky Moore who made the play there. And Quintavian Hicks couldn't get much on that one. So Georgia now has the ball. This is a shotgun play here from the 10-yard line, 2nd and 10. Harry Mason. That's a run. That's Gurley. And he is in. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
We were expecting that from the start, ladies and gentlemen. Gurley will run over the South Carolina defense if he gets some space.
See, but now Gurley doesn't look as big as advertised. I mean, he looks a lot like Hudson Mason. I mean, Hudson Mason, not a big guy.
He also looks exactly like their left tackle.
Todd Gurley, they all look very similar. It's very unbelievable, actually. And even the kicker, wow, same physique as Todd Gurley. And that is now 10-0 Georgia. So South Carolina, look at Mark Richt. He's so happy.
They're all 6'5" Bulldogs.
And here's the kick. And, oh, man, he kicks it like a bulldog. That one is way back. And, not returnable for South Carolina. So Cocky Thompson needs to really do something here for South Carolina to get him on the board here, Nick.
I think Spurrier needs to let Mike Davis run the ball a little bit, let Dylan Thompson calm down, and then get into a little rhythm.
Cock Davis or Mike Davis?
Cock Davis.
Cock Davis. Okay, so here comes the play here. Dropping back, looking. That's a man. It's a first down. Yes, it is. And a first down for Demir Bird for a 12-yard reception. And South Carolina moves the ball. Might want to run no huddle here, I think. You got to try to get that Georgia defense off their balance.
Try and get them off pace, but they're coming out of the huddle.
So here comes out of the huddle. It looks like Thompson is going to be under center. 2 backs behind him in the eye. It's going to be a run. It's a play action. Look, he's got time. Over the middle, that's a catch for a first down. Rory Anderson seems to be Dylan Thompson's favorite target thus far.
I keep saying that tight ends are the most underappreciated receivers in football. You can see why the Georgia defenders just let him go, and he was wide open on the sideline.
Yeah, John's actually said that 5 times today already. It's unbelievable. So that's a record. But he keeps saying it. You have to think that you're going to go for it. You have to go to Rory Anderson, Cocky. You got to go for him. So here comes South Carolina once again out of the gun. They got Mike Davis in the backfield. They split 3 wide receivers, 2 left, 1 right. He drops back, looking over the middle. Now he throws outside. Picked. Here it comes. Here he comes down the sideline. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Georgia. Oh, Damian Swan with the pick 6. And this is going from bad to worse, ladies and gentlemen, here at Williams-Brice. Georgia's dominating.
Thompson just left that ball hanging for his receiver. There, no chance for the receiver to come up with it. Easy pick for Swan.
In the words of Billy Madison, quit looking at me, Swan.
That That just reiterate that.
Thank you, Stan.
So, and you know what? I'm not liking this, guys. The Gamecock players just don't seem to want to frown. They're smiling. They're down 17-0, and they're still smiling. If you're the coach here, you got to whip them at here and say something along the lines like, get your head in the game. So a big kick here for Georgia, as South Carolina looks like they're not going to be able to return another one. And yes, that's going to be kneeled down about 7 yards deep into the end zone. So let's see if Cocky Thompson can get his head in the game. Mark Richt's got to love what he's seeing here. And his defense is dominating South Carolina right now. 2 picks and actually a pick 6, John.
Yes, indeed. Thompson's going to have to find his receivers. He's going to have to give it to Mike Davis if he wants any positive yardage. But the Georgia defense is just locking down.
So out of the gun, there's a run here to Mike Davis, and that's not going to get much there, as only 2-yard gain for Mike Davis. And the Gamecock offensive linemen seem to be looking at each other like they are perplexed, as we saw a bunch of them with their hands up in the air. Little confusion, Nick.
Yeah, why do you think Thompson's not throwing the ball well, Brian? Do you think it's because of the offensive line with the pass?
I gotta
rush?
think it's those like bingo wings on his arms. They're really like they gotta be hindering his arm accuracy. So he's gonna drop back, looking over the middle. That's a catch, and he is drilled. But Nick Jones holds on to it for a 6-yard reception.
Nick,
so it's a
what are you
third.
doing on the
It's a
field?
third and manageable. Nick, how'd that hit feel?
It felt all right. I still got the ball, so.
Okay.
I
You
don't
didn't
complain
drop it
too
like
much.
against A&M.
Hey, Dylan
No.
Thompson has not had a pass hit the ground yet. Fun fact, he's 5 for 7, but with 2 interceptions.
Look at that. Take that home with you. And that is a first down. First down, Carolina. Oh my gosh. They have a first down.
Mike Davis off the fake quick. He fights through the D-line, 5 yards, first down.
Looks like Ed Hockley is actually calling this game. It's big. That's a big ref out there. A little bigger than actually Harry Dog. That's actually unbelievable. And what's going on? Oh, and that's the end of the first quarter, and a disaster of a quarter for South Carolina as they find themselves down 17-0 going into the second quarter. So what do you think South Carolina has to do here, John?
They got to tighten down on defense. We've been saying that all game. I mean, 1 quarter of a game, but still, too many mistakes on defense, leaving men open. They got to tighten down.
So here comes Thompson out of the gun. Got 2 backs behind him, 1 right, 1 left. He's going to drop back. He's looking, got his man, but is way overthrown. And the Boo Birds start to come out here at Williams-Brice Stadium. Unbelievably, you can't believe, unbelievable, right?
Indeed, yes.
So 2nd and 10 here, and the Georgia Bulldogs are absolutely dominating. South Carolina trying to get something going here. Thompson under pressure, he's hit, and he got it away, but he was drilled. And oh man, it is just getting bad to worse here as Harry, and Harry all got to Thompson on that play. So 3rd and 10 here for the Gamecocks. Thompson under center, unbelievably. And he's going to drop back, looking over the middle, deep pass. He's got his man, it is dropped.
No, he doesn't.
Dropped. Aaron Davis with a deflection there for Georgia, and it looks like South Carolina's going to have to punt right back to the Georgia Bulldogs, and not the way you want to start the second quarter if you're South Carolina.
We've given Tyler Hall grief before, but he looks to be in a much better shape this season as a punter. And that's a long ball. That's going to be inside the 20-yard line. And
Oh, what a tackle. Maybe a horse collar. Horse collar, ladies and gentlemen. No flag.
I
No
think
flag.
that would be a dog collar, not a horse collar.
I mean, he is wearing spikes on the back of his
That
neck,
might
so
be
that probably
illegal.
would hurt.
That might be
That
illegal.
might be. Yeah, I think they might want to call the cops. So here we go. 1st and 10. He's dropping back. He's got a man's pick. His pick. There he goes. He's touchdown! Carolina! Strike up the band, ladies and gentlemen. South Carolina has a touchdown. Nick, what happened there?
Well, it looks like Cocky made sure that he rushed the quarterback and forced the quarterback to make a mistake, and Cocky picked it off.
So Cocky made that play happen.
Tag team.
3 stars of that play. Cocky, and Cocky.
But don't forget all the other Cockies.
Right. You can't. And Cocky just kicked the extra point, and he's got to kick another one here. So here we go. South Carolina finds himself down by 10. Big play there for South Carolina, as that one will be kneeled down within the end zone for a touchback. So here we go. We're going to see the stats here. First quarter stats, 116 the total yards for Georgia in the first half, and only 58 for South Carolina. But amazingly, South Carolina finds himself right back into this game, John.
Yes, indeed. Like we said, the defense has to come up big, and they just did on that last drive.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely did. Absolutely. So here comes Hudson Mason dropping back, looking over the middle. That one is dropped. A nice play there by the middle linebacker in coverage, and it's 2nd and 10. You got to see more like that on defense, right?
Yeah, I think they need to stick with the cover, too, because I think Georgia's just going to try to get the first downs on these up-and-coming plays.
Yeah, I agree. Everything you just said. Oh, here we go. We got Tom Brady Omaha action here. Or no, actually, that would be Peyton Manning. And that's going to be dropped back. He's sacked! 4-yard loss on the sack there. 3rd and 14 as the South Carolina defense making a move here. That's JT Surratt. He's actually he's still playing for the South Carolina Gamecocks. Looks like he's having a nice play there up the middle on the Georgia offensive lineman.
Yes, he does. Surratt's the only returning starter from last year's D-line. He's showing his leadership, getting in the backfield, taking Mason down.
Yeah, it actually looks like Mason's neck collar might have got into Surratt's neck, and he's actually bleeding profusely right now. It's not very good. But look at him. He's back on the field, unbelievably, as Georgia sets out 4 wide receivers, 1 guy in the backfield. Mason drops back. He's under pressure. He's hit, and it's lost the ball, but it's going to be ruled an incomplete pass. So South Carolina's defense, like a flip switched on here in the second quarter, has come up and shown that they can play with Georgia.
They got 10 men on the line. Looks like they're going to try and block this one,
They're
Brian.
bringing some pressure here, and it is, nearly blocked. Should not be an easy return here for Pharaoh Cooper. He's got a little bit of space here. Makes a move at the 50. Oh, and he is absolutely hammered. I mean hammered, ladies and gentlemen. He was drilled on that play, but he gets up and walks off like a champ. Look at him go. So South Carolina has the ball now on their own 48-yard line, looking to make some moves here with 4:06 left in the first half. Cocky Thompson looks, it's a read option, not going to work. Not going to work at all for South Carolina as a 2-yard loss, and a nice play there from Georgia on defense.
Thompson's more of a pocket passer. I'm kind of surprised to see the read option out of him. That was kind of Connor Shaw's move, but if Thompson thinks he can pull it, then by all means, go for it.
Yeah, and you know what? No Connor Shaw, ladies and gentlemen. That's a fact. Get over it. No more. So South Carolina still has the ball. Here comes Thompson under center, and he has Davis behind him in the backfield. He's going to drop back. Quick pass over the middle. That's a beautiful play. Shaq Rowland with a nice catch there to hold on after getting absolutely manhandled in the middle of the field. Watch this play here. Boom. Oh, man. Oh, his head went into the grass. Oh, man. Oh, he might have broke his beak, actually. And look at him. Oh, man.
He doesn't know where he is, Brian.
And, yeah, he's a bird without a head, chicken without a head. Running around like a chicken without his head. So 3rd and 4 for the Gamecocks here as they move the ball from the 46-yard line. Thompson looking back. He's under pressure. Now he's going to get hit, and he's dropped. Not a very good decision there by Cocky Thompson. And Leonard Floyd, the big player for Georgia, makes the sack there, and it's 4th and 10.
Did he make the sack, or did he just trip on his own? I believe he just tripped on his own.
No, I think that's actually a wrong information of the news there, Stan. He did get sacked. We might want to fire you right now. Just kidding. He stands a good analysis. I'm just giving
Thanks
him.
for swinging it to me at least once. Sure.
Hold back to punt. He's putting this one.
That's a fair catch. Whoa.
And it's going in the end zone. That'll come out to the
5-yard line.
25-yard line.
I think.
It's the 20.
20?
It is the 20.
20-yard line. Look at that. Oh, man.
Don't question the special teams coordinator.
I don't
Special
think South
team.
Carolina has one.
Got a bone set in the backfield.
Oh, Sac City!
Looks like he just threw him to the ground. He didn't even tackle him.
Look at them. They don't blink. They don't blink. It's unbelievable.
Watch
They are so
Brian,
focused.
watch this. He just threw him to the ground.
And look at that. Not one blink from any of them. They're so focused on this game, they're not even blinking. It's unbelievable. That is the focus of this South Carolina team and Georgia. Neither of them blink. It's crazy. Hair doesn't move.
Beak doesn't move.
Beak doesn't crack.
They're always smiling. That's a positive sign for both teams, though.
I didn't like that they were smiling earlier in the game, South Carolina. But you know what? They got to be having some fun out there, Stan. You're absolutely right. You got to have some fun out there playing college football.
Todd Gurley with a 9-yard run. Good to see Georgia's going back to the ground
I
game.
think Todd Gurley needs to go to a dentist. He's got some teeth issues there.
Horrible underbite.
Yeah, really bad underbite for Todd Gurley. But here we go. Back to the game here. 3rd and 11 for Georgia. And they lead the Gamecocks by 10 here. Big play here for Hudson Mason. Nice block there by Gurley. And he is sacked. Hudson Mason is sacked again. Oh, boy.
I think this could be a problem for Georgia. As dogs are colorblind, they might not know who to block and where to throw it. It's just difficult.
Very good
for the
analysis,
dogs.
Stan. You're hired again. That is the best analysis I've heard ever in any game. I like it. Inside information there from Stan Smith. You'll never get anywhere else.
Now, Georgia punting out of their own end zone. This kick should be good, easily into South Carolina territory.
South Carolina should have some good blocking here for Pharaoh Cooper, and he is got a lane, and he makes a move at the 50, and should be dropped right there. So South Carolina once again has some good field position here to make a move right before the end of the half.
And if they need to, they can send Elliott Fry out for a good 60-yard field goal, so that should be no problem.
Yeah, I've seen him make actually a 94-yarder in practice. Unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
unbelievable. Little screenplay here. I think that's Davis, and a nice play there. Brandon Wild's getting some playing time in the game. Good play for Brandon, and it's a gain of 6. So 2nd and 4, good way to start the drive for South Carolina. As they now go out of the shotgun with running back right. He's going to look, drops back, looking, and he's sacked. Oh, boy, another big sack there for Georgia. And it's 3rd and 12, Stan.
Oh, Leonard Floyd once again. You know what? He's probably built the same. He's probably built the same as a kicker, but he's just explosive as probably any defensive lineman in America.
America.
Probably the world.
America. I do think there's some really good defensive linemen out of South Africa. It might not be as good, though. As
Oh,
Leonard.
you got to go South Korea. South Korea.
No.
Oh, you think so? You really think so?
I'm a big fan of South Africa's
I don't know.
defensive linemen.
South Korea.
South Korea's got some good linemen, but they don't shake a stick to
All right,
South
back
Africa.
to the action, guys.
game here. He's going to drop back, looking over the middle, and it's nearly picked. Aaron Davis having himself quite a game here, folks. Another pass break up there on third down. So they're going to punt here, and like you said, Tyler Hull having a pretty good season so far for South Carolina. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe pin him back inside the 20-yard line. Taking a while here. Looks like there they go, and it's a kick, and here it comes coming down the sideline. It's fair caught in the end zone for a touchback.
He bamboozled everyone. We thought he was going to catch the football.
And look, we're just taking some highlights here. South Carolina and Georgia. What a game here, folks. It's so nice to be at a football game between two teams that just love each other so much. There's no animosity between these two teams. They go out for dinner together. They go out to bowling, and then they play football. It's fun. Like a little pick-up football game. Here we go. 1st and 10. It's going to be a pass, and that's going to be over his head. Oh, Hudson Mason having a little bit of issues like Cocky Thompson is lately.
Once again, it's the color blindness. Maybe he was looking for someone in the stands that he thought was his receiver.
I think he saw a squirrel in the stands, and that's what happened. He saw it, and he wanted to throw it at it. So 2nd and 10 here for Georgia. He's dropping back, looking, throwing again, and
he sees
another.
that same
That's
squirrel. It's the
squirrel.
same squirrel.
The squirrel is.
They need to escort that squirrel out of the stadium. It's distracting Hudson Mason.
Guys, I think he was just throwing the ball away because he had no one open.
Maybe, but I like to believe that there was a squirrel over there.
Yeah, I like the squirrel thing too.
And now he's going to run it, and that's a big play there for Todd Gurley. I think they got to run the ball with him more, but it's only 4th and 5, so they're going to go punt the ball. And South Carolina, once again, will have some good field position here to make a move.
They used a timeout at the end of that play to keep time on the clock. Good move by the head ball coach.
Yeah, Steve Spurrier doing it right here. As Farrah Cooper will return it from about his own 28-yard line. He's going to get a hit ahead of steam, but hit hard at the 35-yard line. So 1st and 10 for South Carolina. 1:15 left, 2 timeouts. You think South Carolina could drive down the field and get a touchdown here?
They're going to need to if they want to stay somewhat close in this ball game.
Need at least 3 points. Need at least 3 points for South Carolina. Got a little motion left. And here's Thompson out of the gun, dropping back, got time over the middle. That's Anderson, and he is drilled for a 1-yard gain. A big hit there from the Georgia defense. Look at Rory Anderson. Thinks he's got plenty of time, and then turns around and whack! Big hit there on Rory, Nick.
Yeah, the Gamecocks need to score on this drive, though, because if they do, they get the ball starting out the second half, and they could tie up the game heading into
So you mean they could score a touchdown and then score another touchdown back-to-back?
after the half.
Right. So 2 in a row. I'm liking your analysis there.
Deep ball here.
Picked!
It's picked
Oh,
again.
no! He picked him off again. Oh, man. I think it's time to bring in another quarterback.
Damian Swan gets his 2nd interception. I say you give that dog a bone.
Oh, ha ha.
I see what you did there, Stan.
Dog, bone.
Nice. Very good. Very
What about
good.
a treat? What about a bacon strip?
Dogs also like bacon.
It's
Yeah.
bacon.
So here we go. Now Georgia has a chance, as neither of these teams seem to want to score. I mean, these two teams don't want to score in the second half. It's unbelievable. So here we go.
Second quarter, Brian.
Second quarter. Oh, he dropped it. He dropped it. Oh, man, big drop there.
Yeah, Georgia's having problems moving down the field. I think they need to put some fire hydrants down in the end zone.
Yeah.
They want to run down there a little
See,
bit.
you know what? Yeah. I like your analysis, Nick, that you're getting into the game here with that fire hydrant reference. I like it. So here we go. 2nd and 10. Time for Mason. He throws, and he's got his man, but it's going to be only a 3-yard catch to Malcolm Mitchell. And actually, Malcolm Mitchell owns a Lassie, not a bulldog. That's a fun fact. He does not own a bulldog.
Another fun fact, he is in a book club with a bunch of older women.
Really?
I'm not making this up. This is real life.
Really? He's a well-faceted human being, Malcolm Mitchell.
Time running out here in the second
It's a
quarter.
run and a beautiful play by the South Carolina defense as they'll have 1 second left to make some magic here on this kick. So let's see if South Carolina can bring one back or force a block or anything.
Nick, you think he's going to bring it back?
No, I think he's probably just not going to be able to take it back. I think he's going to get tackled around the 40-yard line. So let's see.
Oh,
You
you were
were
close.
wrong.
You were close.
You were wrong.
You were close.
But I was wrong.
So here we go into the half. Oh, that was ugly. He might have just tore his ACL. But South Carolina and Georgia going to the halftime marker here, 17-7. Bulldogs. It's an explosive first half for Georgia, and a very lackluster first half for South Carolina. Other than that big play, Nissan is our sponsor here tonight. Innovation that exists from Nissan, as they'll show you some of the first half plays here, Nick.
Yeah, the Georgia Bulldogs started out very well in the first quarter, but they kind of died out in the second quarter. But I think the Gamecocks need to get their stuff together on offense, and they might have a chance to get in this game.
Yeah, you're seeing some plays here, some lack of communication there on that sack, and a big sack here for South Carolina. John, that defense really played better in the second quarter.
They did show up, Brian. They had that pick 6 we saw, and they got to Mason a couple more times. If we can see that in the second half, then South Carolina should be able to pull even, if not go ahead.
Stan, what's the biggest thing here from the stats that you're seeing?
Well, they have -9 rushing yards. I'm not a brain surgeon, but I believe you want to get positive rushing yards.
I believe
because
so.
I think you're running backwards. You're getting closer to your own end zone, and you could give up maybe a safety
Maybe.
or a fumble, or
Maybe.
you could run out of the end zone,
Maybe.
out of the stadium,
Really?
and possibly go hit up 5 points.
Right,
Maybe.
yeah.
But you don't want to be there during the game.
No, of
you
course
want to
not.
be in the stadium.
I mean, I would like a nice cookout milkshake though, maybe during like.
What's your favorite milkshake?
Oh, dude, cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Can't
with
go
that.
wrong with cookies
Can't
and
go
cream.
wrong.
And they're really liking to show these halftime stats here. They may be been on the screen for the last 3 minutes. And finally, we're going to get back to this game here as it's brought to you by Nissan. And that was your halftime show there, ladies and gentlemen. As here we go. Kicking off the second half, a big booming kick there from Georgia. And they will not be able to return this one once again, as South Carolina will start with the ball on the 25-yard
Look
line.
at this defense from Georgia here, Brian. 2-yard average on a play, 2 sacks, 3 picks. What's the offense got to do differently?
They have to, you know what? I think they really need to get their
I think they need to score a touchdown.
I think they really need to get all their birds in a line here and flock is like a flying V. That might work. You know, that worked in the movie in Mighty Ducks. So that's a first down for South Carolina and Shaq Rowland there. 12-yard carry or pass play there for Shaq Rowland and Dylan Thompson. And the numbers from Thompson are just atrocious. But South Carolina still in this game here, unbelievably, as Thompson is out of the gun.
It's only a 10-point game, Brian. Anything's possible.
Oh, and a sack.
Well, when that happens, not much is possible.
Ooh, and look at that intimidating factor there from Georgia. That underbite, Stan, is really just intimidating.
Yeah, just like how Georgia has the underbite, I think they use that to their advantage. But what the Gamecocks could use is their razor-sharp talons. I think if they could claw the eyes out of the Bulldogs, they wouldn't be able to see.
And you know what? Being that they're already colorblind, it would be even harder to see.
Absolutely.
Right. So here we go. And that's a pass over the middle. And that's only going to be a 5-yard carry. And Stan, is that a tail coming from the backside of Georgia's pants?
I sure hope it's a tail. I really hope it's a tail.
Do they have special... You're the Georgia aficionado here. Do they have special made pants for Georgia players because of that tail?
I believe they do. They have their own special factory in Oaxaca, Mexico.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? You got to really commend the people in Oaxaca, Mexico for making
Right.
those nice shorts or pants. So 3rd and 12 here for South Carolina. Big play here. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. He's going to throw. He's got his man. That's a first down for Nick Jones.
Nick Jones, you caught that ball and ran back up here really quickly. How did you do that?
I just got that lightning speed, man.
And you're not even out of breath. Wow, that's unbelievable.
But you also haven't scored a touchdown, so
You
you're
have
not doing
not.
that much for us.
So South Carolina now in with a man back. That's going to be motion to the left side. Thompson once again throwing. He's got a man. That's another first down for Rory Anderson. Like we said, he's been his big target for today.
Yeah, tight ends, they're leaving him wide open. Anderson can catch the ball really well.
Look at that move.
That's an incredible play. Dylan Thompson needs to do that much more often if he wants to find the end zone.
Does it look like Cocky lost weight?
I think he did actually.
Yeah. Is he on that South Beach diet?
I think
he's doing some Pilates.
Pilates? Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks good.
They
he
all
looks
look
real
like
good.
that. All
They look
11
really,
Cockies.
really good. So that's a read option, and that's going to be a gain of 3. And like you said, John, that wasn't a conventional play call there for a quarterback like Dylan Thompson.
Yeah, it worked. Obviously, they didn't lose yardage, but usually you see Thompson sit back and throw the ball.
Right. And that's Peyton Manning under center, unbelievably, but he hands off. That's Adrian Peterson. No way. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable, folks. I've never seen that happen ever. That a player from an NFL team has played a game. This game should be wiped off the map. Unbelievable.
Brian, what are you talking about? I'm sorry.
No, I just was looking at my fantasy roster. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So 3rd and 1 for South Carolina and Georgia here. That's going to be a big play. That is Mike Davis. First down, Carolina, as they get the ball now inside the 25-yard line of Georgia.
Going back to your fantasy reference, how did you manage to get Peyton Manning and Adrian Peterson on the same team?
I know a guy.
Oh, okay. That's incredible.
So 2:55 left in the game. Here comes Dylan Thompson dropping back, looking right, throwing right. That's a completion. And South Carolina's moving the ball very well here.
And guess who, Brian?
Rory
Busta
Anderson. Rory Busta Anderson is really having himself quite a game here. 6 receptions, 47 yards, as Thompson finally eclipses the 100-yard mark here in the game. So he's dropping back, under pressure, throws. That's another completion. First down for South Carolina inside the 10. And once again, Buster Anderson with a reception, Nick.
Now, guys, if I remember this correctly, I think this is the first time the Gamecocks have been in the red zone all game.
Wow.
It is in the red zone
See, now,
and
you
inside
see,
the
you,
10
do you
yard
see
line.
that hairy dog now taunting on the left? Is he a player?
I think that's their mascot,
Oh,
Brian.
oh, really? He looks very reminiscent of the players.
Very, very similar, but he's
Huh.
the mascot.
Him and Hudson Mason
I
strike.
think they only brought 12 people, 12 of their players, so one of them has to be on the sides and cheer for the rest of the 11.
So why doesn't Mark Richt look like them all? Very interesting. We'll have to get back to you on that. We'll get to our sources.
Second and goal from the 4 here, Brian.
Big play here for South Carolina here, looking into their end zone here. South Carolina looking to get the ball back into 3 points. That's Mike Davis run. Left side, touchdown, Carolina! Big play there for South Carolina, as now they can potentially make it a 3-point game here with 2:01 left in the third quarter.
They're back in this, Brian. That touchdown run for Davis is critical.
Critical.
Critical. That's our favorite word on this show.
That touchdown was critical.
Yes, indeed. Elliott Fry now on to tack on the PAT. It's up. It's good.
Oh, he fried them all right. And South Carolina now is only down by 3. Look at them all. They all look so similar. Not blinking an eye. They are so focused and even happy in this game, as Cocky will kick this one all the way back into the end zone for a touchback, and Georgia will have the ball at the 25-yard line stand. So what does Georgia need to do here on their drive to get back in the swing of things?
Well, you know what? They haven't scored any points since the first quarter, and I think the security finally realized there are squirrels in the stadium that they needed to clear out, because the dogs just all dogs have some form of ADD, and they just want to go after like the nearest squirrel.
Right, and you know what? Those USC squirrels are really, really, they're just so aggressive. They'll jump.
I think it's a fact that there are more squirrels on campus than there are students.
There are. There's one more squirrel than there are students.
They all
There's like,
migrated from the horseshoe down to the stadium.
yeah, they were really into this game, as
So-
Georgia's now has its 2nd and 9 from their own 25-yard line.
That last play was a Todd Gurley rush that got broken up pretty quickly. 1 yard. Not much from your star running back there.
And that's going to go out of bounds, only for a 3-yard reception from the bookman himself, Malcolm Mitchell, with his old lady friends that go to his book clubs.
I believe this week or this month they're reading Tuesdays with Maury. That's a classic.
It is. You like that one?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
all right.
So 3rd and 6 here for Georgia, as he can throw over the middle. That's a first down. And he dropped it. Oh, a big play there. And South Carolina's defense is pumped up as they will get the ball back with 1:23 left in the third.
They went 5 wide on that play, Brian. I was expecting a deep ball. They went over the middle. That was surprising.
Looks like South Carolina's bringing the house here on the block, and he can't get there in time. Might have been a roughing the kicker penalty there. Let's see if they call it. No, it's going to be a return here for Pharaoh Cooper, and South Carolina will have the ball on the 31-yard line. No penalties in this game, boys.
That's been incredible. Usually you'll see someone jumping on the line every so often, the rare holding call, but no, there's been nothing in this game.
As we're seeing now, Dylan Thompson's picks here, and it's pick after pick after pick that have kept South Carolina from having the lead here, but they have the ball right where they want it here with 1:15 left in the third quarter to take the lead or tie the game here against the Bulldogs. You see Thompson's numbers, 14 for 21, 127 yards, and a couple picks.
But you see, that proves your point earlier. They just really love each other. They don't want to hurt each
No.
other or do anything bad.
They're so nice. It's a civil game. I'm sure there's been no ill will, no bad language in this
And
game.
the fans aren't throwing towels. It's just great.
Oh, and look at this. We actually have a update from... Oh, no. My fantasy team is in trouble as Adrian Peterson is indicted on reckless or negligent injury of a child. Very interesting there. Report. So we're going to get back to the game here as Dylan Thompson's running.
Dylan
That's a big
Thompson.
play for... yeah.
Read option.
Shades of Connor Shaw for Dylan Thompson there as he's taunting. Look at that.
He's finally broken into positive rushing yards, Brian. So his average rush per carry, that didn't make sense. I'm sorry. Average yards per carry is now 0.1.
0.1. That's a very impressive stat there for Cocky Thompson. As South Carolina has 4 wide receivers set, 3 left, 1 right. There's going to be a run play here. Draw up the middle. That's Mike Davis for a big carry. There he goes. First down, South Carolina. 16 yards for Mike Davis as he now has 41 yards. Only 7 rushes. You got to keep feeding him the ball, right?
Yes, indeed. He's doing work on the ground. He's scored their second touchdown. He's a motorboat.
Motorboat. You know what? That's a great way to describe Mike Davis. He's a motorboat.
Now,
So
would you run the ball here, keep on running up the middle, or would you pass it deep?
Run it. Run it.
Defense off guard.
Run it. Oh, read option. Another beautiful read option. And Thompson holds onto the ball for a 8-yard gain. And South Carolina right back into Georgia red zone territory here, or they're right outside the red zone. 2nd and 2 with 10 seconds left.
Those tails are scaring me a little bit, Brian. I'm sorry to bring this up again, but they're kind of frightening.
The Georgia tails or the South Carolina
the Georgia
tails?
No, the South Carolina tails are fine. It's the Georgia tails that are scaring me.
Now, is Cocky wearing a dress? Might I ask?
Something very flowy.
Flowy, yeah.
I guess you can call it a dress.
Some things are better left unknown.
Okay. Yes, indeed.
And that's great analysis there from Nick Jones, as he's had personal experience with Cocky and his dress. So South Carolina and Georgia go to the fourth quarter. 17-14 Bulldogs. The South Carolina fans are all pumped up with their fourth quarter salute as South Carolina has the ball on the Georgia 22-yard line, looking at the 21 here on 3rd and 1. Dropping back is Thompson, looking right, looking left. He's sacked. Cannot happen there on 3rd down. A big play, and now Elliott Fry will have to come on to tie the game here with a field goal. Sterling Bailey with the sack.
Unless Coach wants to go for, I doubt he will with this much on the line. We'll see Elliott Fry tie this game up.
Stan, how you like that sack there from Bailey?
I forgot he was on the team. That's incredible.
Yeah, right? He sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
Elliott Fry lining up for a 47-yard field goal, Nick.
He boots it. This one is good, right down the middle. And South Carolina has tied the game. 17 unanswered points for the Gamecocks, as now with 4:40 left, we have a ball game here.
Now, what do y'all think about Georgia's offense as they come back onto the field? Now, I think they haven't been playing well. I think Mark Richt needs to get his dogs back on a leash and see if they can.
I think it's time. I think it's time that we bring back Aaron Murray. I think that's the only way they're going to win. Aaron Murray isn't here; they can't win.
And he's not doing anything for the Chiefs right now, so he might as well just make it drive back from Kansas City.
Yeah, he can make it in time.
But he doesn't look like the rest of the team, so he'd be really easy to spot out.
Or what about Harry Murray?
Harry Murray would be a whole
Harry
lot
Murray,
better.
yeah, I think so. So here comes Georgia. You got to run the ball here. You got to run the ball with Harry Gurley, and they do just that. Gurley is hit and dropped behind the line for a negative 2-yard rush there. Big play from South Carolina's defense, which has struggled the last 2 weeks, but oh boy, they've been playing well in the second half.
Yes, they have. Gerald Dixon stepping up on the line. We saw Darius English earlier in the game. JT Surratt obviously showing his leadership. The guys are tightening down. They're keeping Georgia quiet.
So here comes Georgia out of the shotgun. Gurley to his left. He's going to run it to Gurley. Got a big block there. Gurley's got some space. And oh, he's dropped. No gain on the play for Todd Gurley, and this South Carolina defense really stepping it up here against Todd Gurley. Only 8 rushes and only 29 yards. So South Carolina has done a great job containing Harry Gurley for Georgia. And now Georgia's only 1 for 7 on 3rd down as everyone gets up here at Williams-Brice. It is loud, folks. They can barely hear themselves think out there. He's having trouble. He's calling audibles. Here comes Murray, or Harry, whatever his name is. He's dropped. No, he's not. It's dropped, and it's out of bounds. South Carolina will have the ball. South Carolina will get the ball without any penalties or without any other crazy plays. South Carolina should have the ball here after a punt. Nick, what do you like on this play here? You're the special teams guy.
Well, I think the guys, they're not going to go out for the block. They're just going to give the returner some cover so he can possibly have something happen on this play.
Here comes Fair.
And nothing happens.
Terrible blocking by the outside backers. I don't know what they were doing.
I wonder why Cocky and Harry chose the number 1. I wonder why.
Well, notice that Cocky is 0-1.
0-1.
And Harry is just 1.
So which one came first, 0-1 or 1?
In
In any event, Mike Davis just had a 1-yard carry. Look at that. Number 1 is running rampant here in this broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. 1-1-1, 3 in a row for South Carolina and Georgia, and it's 2nd and 9 now for the Gamecocks as they look to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter with 3:30 left in the game. South Carolina coming back. They have 3 receivers right, 1 left. That is Mike Davis right next to Dylan Thompson. They're going to throw it. Screen. It's picked off. Oh, no. There he goes. Down the sidelines. 5. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Is that Thompson's second pick 6 of the game?
That is Thompson's second pick 6 of the game. 4th interception of the game. Damian Swan again, Stan. Unbelievable.
You know what? He just found that ball like another squirrel or bacon or dog bone or any other of these dog treats that we're talking about. He took it straight to the fire hydrant. I'm running out of dog puns, but this is just an incredible showing by the dog defense.
You got to think that Dylan Thompson's in the doghouse with Steve
that's the one. I forgot about that.
You got to think he's in the doghouse at this point.
Or maybe since he plays for the Gamecocks, he could be in the hen house.
The hen house, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. But, you got to think that might be the backbreaker there for South Carolina. They have time, 3 timeouts left with 3:21 as they'll get the ball here, but most likely won't be able to return it since we have not seen a return yet all game, and that one's going to sail out of the end zone for a touchback So what do you think South Carolina needs to do here on this drive?
They need to stop throwing interceptions. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that speaks for itself. But if Thompson can find his man over the middle, wide open, maybe find Nick Jones, our own Nick Jones, or Bust Anderson.
Well, they split 5 wide here. Let's see what they go with. They're going to try to go deep. It looks like he's hitting sacked. Oh, boy. Not a good start.
That's the other thing they got to stop allowing. The O-line has to step up and keep Georgia out of the backfield.
Yeah. Big play there from Harry. And South Carolina is now in the thick of it here. It's 2nd and 18. And they only have 3:14 left in the ball game to make a move here. 3 timeouts, though. But South Carolina cannot continue to take these big hits here and sacks and just let the clock get run down here at Williams-Brice. So this one is coming from the 17-yard line. South Carolina out of the gun. 3 receivers left, 1 right. South Carolina looking to make a play here. Thompson dropping back. Looks over the middle. That's a play. That's a first down. No, it's going to be a 5. About 2 yards short of a first down there. And Nick Jones, nice play there, buddy.
Thank you. I ran down from the press box and caught it real quick. So.
Yeah. And you're very quick to get back up. No, you're not gassed. You're not out of breath. It's very nice.
Yeah, I didn't even take the elevator.
You
either.
didn't. Wow, that's
But
very
why
impressive.
haven't you been doing this for the Gamecocks all game if you're this fast?
I want to be clutch when it comes time to it, so I get my name in the paper.
He wants to put the team on his back. That's what he wants to do.
3 for 7 on third downs here, Brian. What are you expecting?
I think you got to go run here. You got to take him off guard. It's a run. It's a read option. It's going to work to perfection. First down for South Carolina. 8-yard run there from Dylan Thompson, just as we suspected, a run play.
Yep, he's making up for the sack. He's back in positive rushing yards, again with that .1 average.
Right.
So let's see if they can get another first
The
down.
12th first down of the game for South Carolina. 5 receivers, 2 right, 3 left. Here's Thompson, drops back. He's under pressure, throws one. That's going to be caught, but only for 3 yards. Nick Jones once again with a catch. He's coming up big here in the late comings of the game.
Now, here's a question for y'all. Do y'all think that the Gamecocks should play for the clock to run out so that Georgia doesn't have any time with the ball for a final drive, or do you just go ahead and try to score as quick as possible?
I'd try and score and then make your defense prove that they can play.
Yeah, the South Carolina defense has played very well here since the beginning of the second quarter. They have not allowed anything for Hudson Mason or anything like that. So South Carolina's defense played well. You got to play your defense. Thompson drops back, 2nd and 7. Look over the middle. That's a catch. First down. Into territory. He's going to go all the way.
No, he's not.
No. Dropped at the 7-yard line. South Carolina and Pharaoh Cooper with a nice play there. 1st and goal for the Gamecocks as he flew away there. King Tut, might I say, for a first down and a whole lot more for South Carolina.
Notice he beat his man and then shook a tackle, Brian, for a huge gain. It would be bad if South Carolina does not get in the end zone.
He's
here.
got moves like Cleopatra, might I say, there as they split 4 wide here. 3 to the right, 1 left. Thompson looking over the middle. He's going to be short of the goal line now on the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal from the – oh, no, they dropped it. He dropped the ball. Wow. Wow, Nick, you dropped the ball. Big play there as South Carolina now splits 2 receivers on each side. Davis in the backfield. Might be a run.
They got
double tight ends here. Maybe Roy Anderson's time to step up. It's a run. It's a delay, and it's not going to work. So a big play here. 3rd and goal now for South Carolina, as this is a huge play here. You don't need to score, but you need to pick up some yards to make it a little more manageable, I would think here. They're 4 for 8 on 3rd downs. They split 4 receivers, split 2 on each side. Thompson looking over the middle. Now he's looking left, and he's short. Oh, they might want to review this one. I thought he caught it in the end zone. Nick, what do you think? Did you have a touchdown?
I think he might have stepped out on the one. I don't think he had his feet down and crossed the plane.
So here we
All
go.
comes down to this.
Brian,
4th
it
and
appears that
goal
they're
from the
going for it.
1-yard line. It's a run. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. Oh,
They tried for the fullback rush, and he comes up short.
no. What a play there from Georgia, as now South Carolina's defense has to step up and make a play here. They have 3 timeouts, but they need to stop Georgia here.
Georgia's on their own goal line, and we've been seeing a lot.
Gurley, nearly a safety there. He did get a yard, so it's 2nd and 9. South Carolina calls a quick timeout.
South Carolina's been getting in the backfield all game. They need to now.
Here comes a run again from Gurley. He's got some space, but he stopped again. A nice play, only a 1-yard rush. And South Carolina now back in business here. 3rd and 8. Need to make a big stop here.
Notice that they've used 2 timeouts, Brian.
Yeah, big play here for Georgia. This could be the game here if Georgia picks up a first down. It's going to be a swing pass, and it's not going to get anything. He lost 2 yards. Keith Marshall got destroyed, and South Carolina will have the ball back with great field position.
He's coming out of his own end zone.
They're coming
again,
for a
Brian.
block here. They got to be thinking they're coming for a
Hey,
block
there's
here.
Cocky on the sideline.
Blocked it!
Oh!
He blocked it!
He blocked it. That's a
it was
safety.
a safety. What a play!
Chaz Elder.
Oh boy, and the Gamecocks now have a chance to win the game. Oh, what a play by Chaz Eller.
That's a big difference of hands there. Notice that the Georgia punter fell on the ball to only force a safety. If we had gotten on that ball, it would have been a touchdown, tie game.
Right, and you know what, Stan? You gotta be shaking your boots here if you're Georgia.
They're all shaking right now. Mark Richt, his tanning bed tan is now wearing off.
Right.
It's sweating
Mark
off.
Richt has lost control.
He's just I don't know what he's thinking right about
Do
now.
you think the Bulldogs are shaking as badly as a bulldog during a thunderstorm right now, or do you think that it might be a little less severe?
They are in the lead, but I would say that they're definitely shaking. They're barking at their owner. That would be Mark Richt to let them out of the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see. The wind is whipping there. As you can see, the American flag almost falling off the flagpole. It's severe winds. And they're going to punt it here on the safety. And South Carolina should get some good field position, a good punt there. But South Carolina have a chance to return this one, and they'll take it to the 31 or 32-yard line. So here we go. Here comes the defensive stats here. 5 sacks for Georgia, 4 for South Carolina. Interceptions have been a big part of this game.
2 of them have been pick sixes for Georgia. Dylan Thompson cannot throw one. He has 47 seconds and
No
0
timeouts.
timeouts.
No
He has to
timeouts.
get in the end zone on this drive.
So this is big for South Carolina. Thompson dropping back. Can't get sacked here. He's looking, throwing one deep. Unloads it. It's picked. He picked it. Oh my goodness.
no.
What an interception. And that'll do it. Thompson throws his 5th pick of the game, Nick Jones. And what went wrong there?
He just underthrew him, and notice how every turnover the Gamecocks have all been interceptions.
Right? And that should do it here, as it looks like Georgia will go into victory formation.
No, they're not.
They're
They have
going
a
to
man
run
out
the
wide.
ball. Wow, they're getting really gutsy here. And that's going to be a Todd Gurley 6-yard carry, but that looks like it should do it as the clock strikes midnight on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Georgia rolls into Williams-Brice Stadium and defeats the South Carolina Gamecocks 24-19. Stan, what do you think the difference maker was here?
The difference maker in the game was definitely the defense. They came out explosive, firing on all cylinders. At the end of the day, it was the turnovers that proved to be the big difference. I think Damian Don't Look At Me Swan is the player of the game with the 2 pick sixes that turned out to be critical.
You don't want to overlook the play of Harry Dog, though. He had a very good game as
Oh,
well.
Harry Dog was amazing in this game.
Difference maker.
The difference maker, yep.
But South Carolina drops their 2nd game of the season in SEC play. Gamecock fans, you can see them not very happy. Georgia is ecstatic here as they are just literally dogpiling, no pun intended, on themselves here as South Carolina, it looks like Cocky is just, oh boy, he's crying. And there it is.
Damian Swan had 4 interceptions.
And that is it for the Gamecocks. What do you think they need to do next week to win a game?
They need to tighten down on their offense. We were saying before the game we were worried about the defense. The defense showed up. It was the offense that didn't.
Right. So South Carolina and Georgia, that's it for all of us here, folks. For Nick Jones, Stan Smith, and John Dowdy, I'm Brian Principe. Once again, Georgia 24, South Carolina 19 here from Williams-Brice Stadium as Georgia improves to 2-0 and South Carolina drops to 1-2 and 0-2 in SEC play, as we'll take you out here with some plays of the game here from Williams-Brice Stadium.